So today, to talk us through what will be a very tense afternoon, are two players who will be familiar to all. First of all, we have our club ambassador, as usual, Mr. Dean Windass. And joining Dean, welcome a man who played for both Hull and Burnley during a 16-year professional career, also playing for the likes of Port Vale and, of course, dirty Leeds. Any Leeds fans in? Good. Nobody? Just one. You will now hear his dulcet tones on Radio Humberside on match days alongside Burnley. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Peter Swan. Swanee, no stranger to either side. You made just under 100 appearances for both clubs. Just how big is today's game for both Burnley and Hull?
I think we all know it's massive. Do you want me to all that?
Yeah, you're right. I've got two microphones, you see.
Because I'm a big lad. We all know it's how big it is, don't we? I think it's. You look at Burnley; they've got to win 3 games. I can't see that happening for them. But for us today, it's like a playoffs final. I say, if we can get that through today, I think that'll take us over the winning line. I think, but it's not a do or die. We've still got the 2 games left: the Spurs, Man United game. So if everything goes pear-shaped today, we can still sit back and wait for that.
Dino, you've obviously got a foot in the club now with your new role as ambassador. Just how is everyone dealing with what potentially is really a cup final for us?
Well, like Swanee just said there, it is a massive game for the football club, and you know the players will be aware of that, the supporters will be aware of that. It's so can hold the nerve on the day. You know, we all know. Swanee just said there, if Burnley win today, they need 3 wins, but I don't think that's enough. I think they've gone. 35 points for Burnley to win 3 games is not going to be enough to stay in the Premier League. If we win today and results go against us, then we've got to get a point at Tottenham. So Steve said in the press conference he thinks it'll go to the wire. I'm hoping it doesn't, but it'll be a tough game today for Hull City without a shadow of a doubt.
What are they going to do about the nerves? Do you think there will be lots of nerves in the dressing room?
Well, I think there's a lot of big characters in that change room, and they've played in FA Cup finals, they've played in semi-finals of the FA Cup, so they'll be no stranger to big games. It's how they handle the game. You know, the well-known cliches, you know, play the game and not the occasion, because you can get wrapped up in the occasion. The one thing about Burnley is that there's no pressure on them. You know, they can go out and just, you know, freely play that like they have done. Everybody give Burnley no chance. They said they'd be relegated by Christmas. Well, mathematically they're still in with a shout, so that's how well they've done. But it's all about us today, and I think if I just said to Pete there, I hope Steve goes 4-4-2. I hope he plays, because they play 4-4-2. They've done that all season. I'm hoping that he goes that way. You know, after Steve's press conference yesterday, I'm sure that Jelavic will start. I don't know how long he'll last, but I'm sure that he'll start, and hopefully he can get us a couple of goals, and then he can bring him off after an hour or so. But you know, make no means about this game, it's going to be a tough game.
Tough game. Swanee, you'll have seen plenty of George Boyd from the press box in the last few years. We all know about George, and of course Danny Ings has done well for Burnley this term. Has anyone else caught your eye for Burnley?
I think they're the main two, really. You look at them, what they've done in the goals. I think between us and Burnley, we've got about 59 goals. You look at the top 4 in the league, they've all got more than 59 themselves. So that's where both teams have struggled up top. We say that today. Like I say, we need Jelavic to probably get us up and running again. He's not fit, but like I say, he's going to have to go out there and do his best. But looking at the Burnley side, they've done absolutely fantastic. They're on probably their top paid players probably on the same as our kit man. You know what I mean? So they've still got players on the bench. We've got players on the bench on 25 grand, and that's been I think that's their maximum. They're capped it at that. So for what he's done with them, and also I think if you look at about 26, 27 Burnley games, it's all like 1 goal in it. So they've not been that far off. They've never been really turned over big style.
Dina, the gaff has a slight selection headache. The fact that Shani Luka was so impressive at Palace in the home game to Liverpool. But now it appears we have the option of our talisman Nikica Jelavic for selection. Tough call, what would you do?
I feel sorry for Luka because he did the press yesterday, and the last time he did the press he got dropped. So You know, I remember when I used to have to do the press, and everybody used to say, when you do the press, you mean you're going to get left out. So, well, it's unfortunate, but you know, that's what Steve gets paid a lot of money for. He's got to make decisions. You know, it's not a decision for me. If Jelavic is fit, and like you say, if he can play for an hour or so, 60, 70 minutes, you know, adrenaline will get him through. But and then you've got a Luco, you know, to come on for him, and you can play that number 10 role if we go ahead. You can drop into midfield. But like you say, I just hope that we have a right good go, get the supporters off the seats. And you're going to ask me for a prediction now, aren't you?
Not yet, no. We'll come to that in a minute. Swanee, 2 spells at Burnley, 1 at the Tigers, and plenty of stories to tell. You had a bit of a reputation of being a bit physical. Is today the kind of game you would really relish?
I relished every game, but like I said, games like this, you need to get players out there, which I think you might probably go with Myler in the midfield instead of Livermore for that bit of bite as well. Yeah, I think Dino's the same. We like the old-fashioned players, and like I say, now it's a lot more non-contact sport really when you watch it. So there's none of that in the game. If you want to talk about physical, we've got Billy Whitehurst hanging around upstairs, so you don't want him to come down and tackle some of your dinners. It'll be all right.
Yeah, apparently you have to keep your P's and Q's in place when he's around.
Well, he don't know what his P's and Q's are, but as long as he can't hear what I'm saying, we'll be all right.
Dina, away from the pitch, you've had a bit of a busy week, making some headlines, donating your Man of the Match award from the 2008 playoff final to the charity Cry. And ladies and gentlemen, he raised £3,500 for doing that. Round of applause, I think, for that. Talk to us about Cry and why is it so important to you and the community?
Well, sometimes in life, it's, you know, you meet people, you know, and it's bad circumstances where you meet them, and obviously Richard Fell, Josh Fell's dad and his mum Donna, you know, that when their son died at 14, 15-year-old, we've got children ourselves, and you know, when they die of just sort of collapsing in the garden playing football, it's not very nice, and that's how I met him. I donated the medal to cancer research when Darren France got diagnosed with cancer, and that raised £5,000. And I thought, well, what else can I do? And the Man of the Match trophy was sat at home. And I thought, well, obviously the last 3 seasons we've played charity football matches, ex-Tigers, and you know, and I did that. And obviously somebody paid £3,500 for it. And on the day, last Sunday when we played, I know it was pouring down with rain, but we raised £10,000, which was great for the charity, because you know, that sort of money goes towards the machinery that actually screens the kids, to make sure that they haven't got any heart defects or all that. So it's absolutely fantastic. I'm proud of Richard and Donna, because as parents, you know, I don't know what I'd do if I lost my kids, and they could have just shied away from it, but they've raised a hell of a lot of money in the last 4 years, so you know, I'm proud to be a part of it.
That's a great gesture, well done, Dina. Finally, Swanee, you're obviously well known to us with your commentary with Radio Humberside on match days alongside David Burns. Burns is said to ask you about x-rays and hearses.
X-rays, medicals. When I left Hull City to go to Port Vale, I'd done my cruciate knee ligament. So I thought, when I'm going down there, I thought I'm going to obviously fail the medical. So as I'm going along, they give me all my records to take down so I could pass them on to the doctor while I'm going down there. And as I'm driving on the M62, things are going through my head. How can I get through this medical without and find about my knee? So I started flicking through the X-rays in my car on my side, and I thought, all of a sudden, I was fortunate enough to have electric windows on the passenger side down. Every 5 mile or so, I'd was one of my X-rays out. So at the time I got down there were no X-rays for my knee. And when I got down there, they said, I've heard you have got a bad knee. Which knee is it? I said, my left knee. So they scanned everything down my left side. They said everything looks fine for me. Pass the medical.
That's the way to do it, well done. Now I'm going to ask you about predictions for today. It is a massive, massive game, Dino. You was wrong on Monday, wasn't you?
I was wrong. I thought I fancied ourselves to get something on Monday night, sorry. But I actually, like you say, I hope he goes 4-4-2. I don't, like Swanee, don't think he will, but if he goes 4-4-2, even if he goes 3-5, you know, to whatever it is, system, I'm going to go for a 2-0 win again.
2-0 to the Tigers.
I'm going to go, because not many goals in these two teams, so I'm going to go for a 1-0 Tigers.
1-0 Tigers, 2-0 Tigers. Ladies and gentlemen, either will do us, won't it? Put your hands together, please, for Peter Swan and Dean Windass.